Hi, I'm Haylley Pittam, and today with me I have Joao Santos from Portugal. Hello.
Hello, hello.
It's lovely to meet with you virtually.
Thank you so much.
No, it's lovely. So I love having these meetings and meeting up with people from all around the world that teach Aqua Aerobics. And one of the factors with you guys in Portugal is that you have the lovely sunshine, the beautiful sea, and obviously being in lockdown, you have the nice opportunity to sunbathe and enjoy the weather.
For sure. But at the moment, so we're enjoying. We have end of the May, 30 degrees. It's amazing.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I just get a bit jealous. So I start my interviews with a little bit of an icebreaker question. When you're at a party and someone asks you, what's your job? What do you tell them that your job is?
I said I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher.
PhD teacher. PE teacher, sorry, PE teacher. I'm physical education teacher, so that's my job. That's what I love. I don't never say that I'm a fitness instructor. I'm physical education teacher.
Is there a reason? Is there normally some questions that you get asked if you say that you're a fitness and teacher?
No.
Just,
I don't know. Like the beginning of my when I started, the fitness instructor was like that guy on the deck or that guy on the stage. Everybody like, whoa.
Yeah.
So highlight, and then no, I like to be smooth and no lights on me. Like, okay, I'm a physical education teacher. That's my graduation, my background, and that's it. I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher. It does get rid of a lot of those awkward questions, like, you know, you're teaching Aqua Aerobics and you're just dealing with old people. That's the kind of comments that we get.
Because at the end, we are teachers. We teach them to have quality of life. We teach them the movement. We teach them how to perform correctly. How can they improve themselves? So that's the key. The basic goal of a teacher is giving progressions and give highlights and great feedbacks for them to encourage themselves to be more active. So
I love
fitness
that.
instructor seems like sometimes like anyone can be a fitness instructor, like the celebrity or whatever. So no, I have my studies in teaching, and I like.
You also do lecture at university, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a teacher there. So I finished my graduation in sports faculty in the University of Coimbra, 2007 only, because my dream was to be a math teacher, but then I decided to skip a part. And once I was practicing sports every day almost, so I changed. I went to sports faculty. I did my graduation over there. I started teaching at the schools when I finished in high schools. And then when my master, Cristina Serra, left the faculty, they invite me, she recommend myself to her place. And I'm being teacher in the faculty since 2013. I'm teaching there land aerobics and aqua fitness specialization.
What are the students like there?
Like at the beginning, they are the first year students. They have aerobics. That is, they are forced to have me because it's a practice that all of them need to perform. So it's like 140 students every year. They have the aerobics, and then I just teach them how to lead with the music, how to manage with the coordination. But then it's nice to see that at the end of the third year, they have the selection of the specialization. And most of them pick mine. Mine specialization is one besides football, the soccer that has lots of supporters. And so this year I had like 55, so it was crazy.
Hey!
Like around 20, and then most of them are really happy. Like most of them, when they finish the graduation, they get a job and they start to working professionally, and then I'm really proud of them. So and I'm proud of myself, and that helped them to make that link to the real life. So, and from 140, I have like 30 at the end of the graduation that select fitness. And besides that, for sure, once I'm coordinating a gym, then I see the other ones try to manage and get in my gym as a fitness instructor and so on. And then like, I don't know you. You didn't my class. So those that pick me, I know that they are they have a good background.
Yeah, because they've been trained by you.
Yeah, of course. And be there all the time, marking the tempo.
And so, is that how you met Tinoco? You were one of her.
Yeah, me and Pedro we were a student. We were her students in 2005 or 4 or 5, 2004 or 5. We were her students. And besides their classes, where she was, we were going behind her. Like she was presenting in a conference. We were there having classes with her, with the other teachers. Where she was teaching in the gym, we were there in the gym having classes with her. So everywhere she was, me and Pedro were following. We were following her because we really love it. And then it was like an open window. Like I went to sports to practice sports, but at the end she showed me like, this is the fitness. Like, it's amazing. I want this.
Yeah. So you and Pedro have actually done it together as you've come through. Yeah. You've done it all together.
He was 1 year older than me in the faculty. So you get in 2003, I get in 2004. But then we were together at the same time when we were doing our specialization, because I have stepped 1 year after in advance, because once I did it 1 year in Erasmus. So I speed up my lectures in a specialization in this faculty to try to go to Erasmus and don't lose this subject. So
wow.
So I was we were students at the same time. No brothers. We have the last name, but no brothers.
I was literally about to say, you have the same surname. You've done everything like that together, but you're not brothers.
Like, you are brothers? No. That's a common last surname here in Portugal, Santos.
But you work together as well, right? He's still near where you guys work.
Yeah, we started work together here in the place where I'm now. That's Figueira da Foz, on the beach. We started to work in the same gym. And then I went to Coimbra, where the gym I'm working now. And then later he quit this one, and then he came join me because there was like a new open gym in the city that he was came from. So now he's there in nearby, like 60 kilometers from over here. He's a coordinator over there. So it's good.
But for the same company, so do you get to go on like work trips together?
Everything, yeah. So we belong to Mundohidro with the Tinoco. She has her company, and then we are her right arm. We are always there presenting and trying to manage and to figure out what is going to be the best subjects for the season, and what the strategies of working and so on. And then we have our professional gym that is Phive, Phive, that where we are working as a fitness instructors and coordinators of group classes and coach personal training and so on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So when did you start realizing, obviously I know you've got land and you've got the water side of things, but when did you start realizing that you had a love for the water side of the job?
Like I was saying, like we were students, so I have the first introduction of fitness was with the land classes, the aerobic one. And from there I did the specialization in aqua fitness, but then I never quit the land. So we always been working land and water. We didn't struggle the end of the line on just aqua fitness. I think we are really good at what we have been doing in the water, because you always have the background of the land, because it's where the usually born the new
moves or new
moves,
ideas.
New classes. So we try to adapt and readjust and see how to figure out in the water. So we always travel with land and water, giving more land than water. Sometimes we have been teaching more classes in land than in water.
Yeah.
And we have that bridge between, and then but once I did a specialization and started working in Mundohidro, that was like an open window, because we started to follow her on the international conference in Italy, Spain. We did it the first 2 years in the United States just as a supporter of Mundohidro, going in the shadow of Tinoca. And then from there, we start to work more on this field of aqua fitness, because we see that the things that we have been doing, it was lots of knowledge from A.R.E.A support and so on. So it was easy to see, and we try to break that idea of aqua fitness, aqua aerobics just for old people. And then we were young, we tried to figure out the renew or refresh the ideas of aqua fitness. So that has been our battle in the last years. And then I think now they can see us with the aqua fitness for fitness, not aqua fitness for playing in the water.
No, I completely and utterly stand with you on that one, because there is such the bad vibe of, you know, what they think aqua should be, you know, older people, and trying to get younger people in to understand that it's not just for the older people, and the athletes use it, and we should be using it because it is equally just as challenging, and there should be a, you know, that love for it in those younger generations. So I completely stand with you on that one, trying to get them into the pool. And so with your university students, how many of them then, you know, do come into the water world from your classes at uni?
Like in the university, we have lots of the subject is really practical. So from the beginning, I said to them, like, okay, I will start teaching just half an hour, then you start to teach each other's. Yeah. And then from that practice, they have the knowledge that they can be any freestyle instructor in any gym, because the subject of aqua fitness, you can adjust the tempos and the music, and then you can apply it to any type of classes. But luckily, I've been seeing them like working in the pools, in their hometowns, in the cities nearby, in the municipal pools. And then I can see that there have been lots of success, because they see like, oh, the instructor, the oldest instructor over here was like teaching, and then one day she didn't make it to come to the class, or she went in a holiday, and they say like, who wants to come? And then, okay, I go because I have the lecture in the faculty, I go and teach. And then luckily they say like, oh, there was the boss on the window, he saw me, he said like, what, you do that things? The other ones just stay there with the arms like this and say like, go this, do that. And then you're doing that movement. So, and then they know that when they start to compare what their value with the things that they're seeing on the pools, if they apply with the curriculum, they are able to start to teach, then it's good. And then, of course, once I'm in the faculty in the university, once I'm in the coordinator of a gym that has 2 gyms in my city, so the best ones, I try to get this. Work with myself, because really, I really try to be the most introducing them to the fitness life, to the gyms, to all the things that they need to control, because we don't speak only about aqua fitness, we speak about all
the whole thing.
Project. And then, for example, the last classes I've been teaching, I just finished today, was my last class, you know, on Zoom. I did it like in the morning, 2 hours talking with them, and half an hour is always like, don't be sad, encourage yourself, you need to change, this is a mindset, you need to break and open your mind, because it's going to be hard the next days, but you'll get a job for sure. Yeah. Because for now it's going to be, not everybody will going to be some introduced to go to the gym, because the gyms are like this here in Portugal. So they are trying to keep the team, the same team, not lose some elements. So it's difficult to keep the team and bring more new ones on board. But we will try to do that thing on my gym, and I will let them know those people like, please come.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting restart for those university students and those young people trying to start off their careers at this end of the lockdown, because every company's not going to know how to start off. So there is going to be a little bit of a dodgy ground to start off with. But if you've got some students that you know are tip top, then you're going to be like, no, I want these guys in my gym. Come. Yeah, it's going to be good for them.
With this generation, they want to start to work and then like, ta-da, money.
Yes.
So it's like try to put the idea in their mind that they need to give time to collect some, because like I was telling you, we spent like 1 year, 2 years behind Tinoka. Anywhere she was presenting, we were there with her, and then no collecting nothing, but collecting knowledge. And nowadays, when I apply to my gym, when I'm working now, I'm the oldest one over there. We were gonna do like 15 years, and I've been there for 15 years.
Yeah.
So
I can relate to that. I had to shadow. I think mine was just over a year, but I had to shadow just over a year and follow and not get paid and just keep, the kind of love of your job and the knowledge that you want to grow with. And then from then, it then builds up and builds up to then you learn how the industry works, you learn how things are progressed, and then you are also able to then start your own journey.
No, like my friend over there in my gym, he's starting like that. He came from the faculty, from our faculty, and then he came, and then he started there teaching, but he always have been knowing how the substitute.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just to replace someone. Yeah. Like if someone missing, he was there. So, but the boss didn't give him classes. Like, no, you cannot teach spinning. But if someone is missing, he was there teaching. You cannot teach this. So you're always trying to work for it. You're always being there, making it as a shadow, seeing other people working. And then now he's a coordinator. And it's like the same. So I think, like, for example, in our gym, the top instructors, they are belonging to some companies of fitness. Like I'm belonging to Mundohidro, Pedro too. That colleague was working with us, Mundohidro too. When the new ones, when they come, we say like, I'm here, try to take the most from myself. Yeah. And they say like, I don't have time. I don't have time now to go see your classes. But if I'm chat on the WhatsApp group and say like, who can replace me on the next Thursday?
Me.
Like, when it's to collect, they are the first ones. When they invest and collect some and get some knowledge and be recognized by the students and so on, is more difficult. But that's a fight that we have been doing, and I think we are able to keep the best ones over there working with us. That's
So what's your favorite kind of aqua style? I know that your HIT stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, nowadays more HITs. Like, we have a class of hydro HITs in the gym. I like the functional too, because I can release myself and I challenge myself during the class with my students, and then they enjoy a lot. We started with the choreo, easily choreo. I don't know, circuit, but I think nowadays I've been more focused and emphasized on HIT programs.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the first classes I saw you do was a HIT class.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
Because the way that I've been working with the music, that's the power key for it. Like if you use the correct strong to emphasize when you want them to make the HIT more power. Yeah. And then after you put the chill or the break for the cool down of those intervals. Yeah. The way that being working, and not seeing everybody, not lots of people working like that, but for me the music is the key. Yeah.
I do love the HIT works. I one of my favorite is when I combine it with something like boxing, and I'll do like a boxing style HIT, and that's something that I absolutely love
and it's really easy to teach.
It's nicer for us to teach. We're not stressing.
Basic movements, basic drills, and just have the music on, the correct cueing and feedback, and let's go.
Yeah.
And people really enjoy it because they don't need to, where is going to be the right leg, and then you turn, you go the way. No, it's always this way. Relax. And then they can repeat twice, 3 times, 4 times the same thing, but they are.
I was going to say it's actually one of my most popular, and I have a couple of women that if I haven't done it for a couple of weeks, because I try and alternate or give a different variety, and they'll go to me, are you going to do that hip one again soon?
No, for me they forced me to put it on Thursdays. The other one that is more aqua fitness in general, they come to me like, when you gonna use the kickboards again?
Yeah.
Like in a mini session, like, when you wanna use the kickboards again? Like, what? Can I use another things? No, we want that one. You're like, what? So it's really good because everything I've been doing and presenting, I've always been testing it on real life. I don't change nothing on my subjects, on my contents that I'm presenting, and then they know that when it's becoming a big conference, they know that, you are trying new things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
she's got some new moves in today. What's she doing?
Everything is like new. Like when I try to figure out if the music is on the correct spots where I wanna, if I want to this year was EFC, so it was like a class of kickboards. The last 3 weeks I will put kickboards on my classes to teach and to figure out the new ways how to control and so on. And then after the conference, they can see new moves, because then over there, I'm not just presenting, I'm watching the other ones working, and you can always, this one with that one is good over here. And then you can have something new and renew in your classes.
Definitely. So it's lovely to be able to take ideas and then use it and take it to your own level as well, to where you want it to be. So that really nicely leads me to my next question of, do you have a piece of equipment that is your favorite when you teach?
Like I always say, like 90% of my class is without.
Yep.
Yeah, always without. And then I like the kickboards because once I started, they say like, oh, my knees have not so painful since we started with these kickboards on the leg, on the feet, because the stabilization and so on. So the feedbacks have been good, but I like to use the leg cuffs, but then it's not so.
The buoyancy cuffs or the resistant cuffs?
The buoyancy ones.
The buoyancy ones.
Buoyancy ones. So we always only have buoyancy in my gyms where we've been working. The drag ones is like, has the things. The people need to be knowing about the natural movement going to be different, because they cannot have the legs near because they can cut themselves. So usually we have just buoyancy. But even with the buoyancy, not everybody are able to put it on correctly, because we say like, you need to put it outside. No, we put it inside, and then they put it inside, and then they say like, oh, it starts to hurt me because it's to move up and down. Like, I told you, you need to put it outside to be more stuck to your skin.
It's good to know that we all experience the same things.
So for that, I'll say like, okay, I like the leg cuffs, but once they have not so comfortable using it, I like to use the gloves or the hand bars too, so the dumbbells.
The dumbbells. So
not so huge fan of the noodle.
No.
Pedro likes a lot, and he has lots of great combinations, Pedro Santos. But myself with noodle, I can manage, but not so great fan of it. So
okay.
We have this like on the equipment, the noodle, on the movements, I don't like so much the rocking horse. So please. We always have those that we prefer and not. So.
Well, I do like the noodles, so I'm going to go on Pedro's team. So. But then I also really love the cuffs. Like I love the buoyancy cuffs and the resistance that they give to the legs, and I really do work with them with specific people who are advanced in their abilities, and they are able to control it. And that's what I was going to be presenting at IFC this year. I have one with cuffs and I have a noodle one.
Okay. So because when I use those equipment, usually I just do the functional one. Like I like to use it where no one's usually used it. Because if I use the noodles will be on the feet, on the knees, on anywhere besides the hands.
Anywhere besides the hands. Kneeling on it.
Sorry.
Kneeling on it.
Everything.
Standing on it.
Like no hands, just to cool down, just to recover. Will be something on the hands. Otherwise, will be something over there, and then working some core or whatever. So I like to challenge the balance. I like to challenge the range of motion. That's the goal of. I started with the dumbbells, working like a circuit, chest, and then back, and then then after I experience myself in the water, other classes, and I say like, oh, 30 minutes with this on the hands, like I can't.
Right.
So I tried like, let's try to do some knots, human knots with the equipment, and then the feedbacks are becoming really good because they challenge themselves.
Yeah.
And that's more advanced. So I always like to challenge.
So my next question is going to be about being in the water. How often do you get in the water and experience the classes?
Like I always say, like to my students, like if they don't come to my classes, I jump in. And then I've been serious, like on this season of the summer or on Christmas, that there are more or less people in the gyms. So everything that is lower than 15 students, I always have my swimsuit on. So I just go to the locker, change. I go to the water. If there's no new ones in the water, but usually I like to go there. And then as soon as I've been there more often, I can realize that sometimes we instructors on the deck, we think like 64 tempos performing front kick is like, what? 32 kicks? That's a long time, and we need to change. And over there in the water, you can stay like 1 minute. It's really easy. So, and then I learn, and I like to challenge myself. I like try to figure out what is the best cueing that you can say to the people in the water, because they can have to be those keywords that they can easily understand you, where your position. So usually I like to go to the water. So when my class is around 20 to 30 people. When it's less than 15, 10 people, I always try to jump in if there's no new ones. And then like, no, go back to the deck. Don't come to the water anymore. Because it was like, I like to freeze. That's one of the things that we've been doing a lot when we were doing the shadow of Tinoco, always working behind her. Like when she was presenting, where she was teaching on the pool that she's working, we were there in the pool. So I feel a lot. I learn a lot with feeling my body over there. So I know how to figure out when they say like, oh, that's not able to perform. Yes, it is, because I know it's possible.
I've done it myself. And I can do it.
She can do it. Why not you? So you just need to, and that's really important, because when you say the things, you need to know what you're gonna say. Because I already saw some people say like, do you feel your biceps like when you're performing this movement? This is on land. And when you do the bicep curl, if you do it on the water, first of all, you feel will be the triceps. So it's those things that if you not experience yourself in the water is more difficult. So not regular in the water, but if it's possible, I jump in. I'm not afraid to jump in. And even if I'm going to a conference, I like to jump in the water.
Oh, I like to feel. Yeah, well, definitely when we're in Daytona, there's nowhere else that you'd want to be.
Like, Portuguese always on lane tempo, like splashing all around. Like, no, we are feeling the water. We're pushing the water. We're pulling the water. Working out, not doing this.
Yes, challenging ourselves. So I want to bridge the fact that people have the perception of aqua aerobics as well being very feminine, or very, for the females. I've even had older generations say to me, well, that's what my wife does. I have no interest in it, type thing. How does it feel being a man in this industry?
like in Portugal is the opposite. We have more men's working on the gyms than in women's, because our students are more female. So once the students are more female, if there's a man over there leading, it's more easier. If they will not talk more if there was a female over there. So,
Okay.
but we start like comparing with aqua fitness. That's at least in my gym we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 men's and 2 women.
Okay.
And in the pool we already have like almost 50-50 sometimes.
Oh, see, I would love that to happen over here.
Yeah, 50-50. And then sometimes I'm happy at the usually I just teaching on the evenings, and where it's more I have the fit men, they want to go there like,
yeah,
and they make like a circle of 2 meters. There's no one coming because like splashing all around, seems like there's a big shark under the water, and splashing all over, but making an effort and working out like they want to. And sometimes I'm really happy. It's like I have like 7, 8 men and 6, 7 women, or the same number in the water. For me, it's amazing. From 40s, 30s to 50s, or my oldest couple in the pools in the evening has like almost 90 and 80 something, and they perform everything. There's a couple, man and woman, with the other ones. So there's young woman with 25, 30 years performing in the water. I have boys too, the same. So.
Oh, do you know, I would love to see it where my pool is half and half, but I do think there's a lot more European swimming pools, leisure centres that do have more men in the pool. I see it more with the Italians. You know, we have more of the Italians male presenters, and we have the Spanish guys. You know, and that would be lovely to see more happening in the UK like that.
If you see our international team from Portugal, you can see Cristina, one female. There's Rita Carvalho from Mundohidro too. A couple, 3 more, perhaps women. The rest, if you see, there's lots of men over here.
Yeah.
Making the presentations international. Like from Mundohidro, we have like 4 or 5. From other companies, it's basically just men. There's a couple of women. So on fitness, we have, and even my boss at the beginning, they say like, we want men to work.
Okay.
No women to work as instructors, because men
really?
lead them, and men can be more. Women, there's lots of problems.
Okay.
Woman brings lots of problems because everything is like, what? And then, but mostly because the people, like the students, are more related with a man.
Okay.
Then a woman is more. They need to fight more to have the same than us, for example. But perhaps like 50-50, but basically more. The men have more success, I think, leading the classes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, when I started out in the industry, I was pretty much like one of the only girls, and then there was like 6 guys. But over the course of the years and over the progression of the fitness industry, there is now a lot more women. But with Aqua Aerobics, it does tend to be that a lot more women are teaching Aqua Aerobics than men are teaching Aqua Aerobics. And there is guys out there, and they do a wonderful job, but they're just not as openly seen or spoken about as much. And that, I think, is quite sad, because we need more men.
About that, yeah, I think if we go straight to the subject of aqua fitness, I think there'll be more women on the field working with the real people, like presenting, instructors, giving education. More men are doing it. But if you go to the real life, I think it will be more women, because I think the men are afraid to be more. They think that aqua fitness is more aerobics, more dancing, or And I think that the paper of the female over there, I think they'll be more acceptable for the other ones. Because if I can look to those that come to our conference, Mundohidro, I think we have like 80% women and 20% are men.
Okay.
Even so, if I go to the municipal pool over here, there's a lot of men teaching. But that's the ones that they are doing the swimming. That's the one that are working with the seniors outside on the houses and the municipal activities for seniors.
Okay.
But then from those work they are doing with the football teams of youngers, but then they are working on the pool, and then they are forced to teach, but they have no anything about it. They don't understand nothing.
Do you have any aqua aerobics going on in the sea?
No.
You don't have any going, because I did see something the other day from the Caribbean, I think it was. Obviously, that's the best place to be when you want to do aqua aerobics in the sea. But
I have some friends that went to Caribbean and other places for holidays,
yeah,
and they sent me the videos. Even over here in those water parks, there's sometimes they have some music on, and then there's a guy over there splashing and doing Zumba land on the water. And I told them like, no, that's no aerobics. That's fun water, fun, not because I don't know.
No, I'm with you. It's a different kind of aqua aerobics.
Education, no.
So in your journey through, being on the aqua side, have you ever had something that's given you a real challenge, or something that you've had to kind of work against, or to kind of prove almost within the industry?
I think basically is that was things that we were talking at the beginning, is like the breaking down the idea of aqua fitness for seniors, for all people. Luckily, I'm in a gym that I think is unique here in Portugal, comparing activities of the pool, because all the activities in the pool are taught by instructors from Mundohidro, from our company. So okay. All the background is the same. So everybody's on the same level. They know that thing will be fitness, not keeping what is going on. So they have a proposed, they have a goal for it, not just for fun. Even for the seniors, they work out with the seniors in the morning. They have the class structured and so on. So when I look to my gym, and my gym is like a fitness center with a lot of people, older, younger, that go there to practice the Les Mills programs and so on. And I've been fighting at the beginning, because when I went there, there was like the power pool. That was the water program from Les Mills, from Vera Lúcia, Brazil. They came in here with the body combat on land. There was a power pool in the water. And there was a fight at the beginning, aqua fitness with that class.
So what was power pool? What was it? Was it a style, or was it a... It was
pre-choreo, okay. With the music, like when they say like, you need to, like the body combat or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
With music. So, but the way they were teaching is not so interactive with the people. And I was fighting at the beginning to put my aqua fitness over there. And then the same thing with aqua bike. They start with aqua bike and have education that they were doing crunches over the bike. Like, say, what? This is bike. You're doing the same thing with the spinning? No, you don't do the spinning. Spinning is just spinning 1 hour. That's it. Then no one's gonna get out from the bike on land and doing some crunches and push-ups or whatever. So don't do it on the water too. So I've always been fighting with this, and nowadays people recognize that thing in my gym. They see the value of my team working with the water. And then it's really, I'm really happy when I see people that coming from the combats or from the body pump or the spinning classes, they join our water classes, and then they put it on the workouts of the week. So that's, for me, it's a process. It's always trying to bring those from the lands to the water, and we have been doing some success about it.
Yeah. Do you do any personal training in the water, or do you just do personal training on land?
I just have a few personal training, not because I have my time. Myself, you know how you get it. So I have a personal training that's becoming. I'm a personal trainer of her for, I don't know, 5-6 years. And then from our sessions, we do it like 2-3 hours a week. One of those hours is in the pool.
Okay.
So I start always with aqua fitness. Then we do a little bit of swimming because she wants to improve their swimming at the end. But when we started with aqua fitness, we finished with the relaxation. And she said like, no, I want that one. When I say like, oh, this week we just go on land or water, she said like, water. So, and not so often to see my teammates working, my colleagues working on the water, because they are afraid of the background, the knowledge. They don't go for it. They don't search for me to ask for it. But they are starting. We are starting just baby steps to bring to making cross training, like land and water. They perform one workout in water and another workout on land, so to see themselves that they are able to perform the things.
Do you enjoy that? I mean, if I said to you, do you prefer classes or one-to-one? I think it's obvious that you're a class person, so the class is a. But do you enjoy the challenge of a one-to-one that you can do in the water?
For sure. I've been personal training of this woman for the last 6 years. I don't know, 2-3 times a week, 1 hour, and every training are completely different. She always challenged myself. I like a woman with 60 years. I put a bumper with 10 kilos on the back, and she'd make like 12 or 15 push-ups. It's amazing. It's amazing. She really pushed myself to the limit. And nowadays she's online. I've been teaching online. I'm going to give a session in 2 hours for her online. And even that is a challenge to make that woman working out. I like that challenge. I like to figure out step by step how she can improve. Of course, one-to-one, you can easily see the progression. And then you can measure the progression on the macro cycle of a week or 1 month, 6 months. With the classes, I like to be there helping people, a group of people, but it's more difficult for us to control that progression, that evolution that they can measure, they can achieve.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I think sometimes when you have them coming to you as a big group as well, there's that element to where you want to be able to give them more, but you can't because of the time restriction or the amount of people. If you started helping out one particular person, the rest of the class will also want that same kind of help, and that then becomes a bit of a tricky one.
And since I'm becoming a personal trainer, I never go to the machines. Only free weights, 1 meter square. That's enough for me. I will not mess with my friends. I'll just be here on this spot. That's it. That's a good challenge to myself too, because and then helps me to this transition to online, for example, because they can see that they don't need to have those big machines with the chest press, bench press, or whatever. They can feel the body working out just with the body weight and just with a couple weights over themselves. So that challenge is good, working one-to-one. And the same thing, like that's why I like the fitness classes, because there's no big equipment for everybody. There's just a few equipments, and then you can enjoy yourself performing.
No. So how would you, in the years that you've been teaching, how would you say that the industry has changed, positive and negatively? How do you see things have changed since you started out in your...
A lot. Like I started, like the first class that I teach was 2010, United States. So it was 10 years ago, been there teaching. And from there, like that season was more choreo, more Latin, more styles, hip hop with even Ian Levia and so on.
Yeah, I remember that one.
The circuits were more basic. The circuit training were more basic, more just pick up the equipment and go there, and then you change. Nowadays, they can do the workouts with more challenging. Like you can use the same equipment and making a circuit. Then with the CrossFit improves a lot with the EAT programs in the water. So everybody was performing Tabata suddenly. United States, and then nowadays is more functional, more physio, more rehab. So we've been making an evolution like side to side with what have been happening on the land classes. The same thing. Like there's what when I started, we had like aerobic on land. We do it like more Latin and so on, and then start to be becoming more the combat and the body pump. Now the dancing is more techno, house, disco, not like that. The body jam is more like that. The Zumba have been decreasing a little bit. What has been in 2010 was huge, and then the Aqua Zumba, everybody and nowadays the Aqua Zumba not so much supporters. So as the same thing that's been happening on land, we can see it on the water. People trying to bring that land to the water and try to adjust. And of course, we already see someone making the TRX suspension on the water. So what is the sense of the working with the suspension training, doing the same thing on the water? The water helps us to pull, so there's no so benefits. You can use the water in the water to do it better. So sometimes it has that flops, that programs that comes to the water and like suddenly
yeah, there's a few of them out there right now that I'm a bit like, they're quite gimmicky
or like that, or even the boards that is really huge, a great workout. You're working with the boards over the water, but then if you cannot put a lot of boards in the pool. There's a safety procedures that you have to do it on a class. So all those things that's been coming on the water, on land, we try to figure out, but the always changing. Every year is something new, is renewing. And then what I've been doing is like every end of the year, I go to the fitness trends of the next year to see what is going on. Or we can see on the A.R.E.A. questionnaire, when they send the proposals, they say like, the people want this subject, this subject, this subject, this subject. So we try to go what were the things that people want to pick next year. But no, we see that the functional stays, the circuit stays, it depends of the program, because now it's getting a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah.
But the way that you can process the high-low, it's a lot, the Pilates, yoga. So everything is changing a lot.
Do you see it changing as well from the university point of view? Do you see that the curriculum has put a bit more emphasis in any side of that as well?
Like talking about my university, they tried to figure out, they were more, they have like more aligned for the school, for education, for becoming a PE teacher. But I think nowadays they try to open a new window of having a master's degree on fitness. So they try to, because what people say at the end of the faculty, they say like, oh, why I've been there for 3 years, I didn't learn anything from over there, because what you put it in practical in the gym on fitness is not the same they're been teaching us over there. But you need to have this background. You need to know the theory of, if you want to burn calories, you need to go on this intensity and so on. Of course, in the gym, you never work on those intensity, because you need to work a little bit more higher, because of the endorphins and so on, adrenaline that want to make a boost in your body, and people who wants to become more often to the gym. Everything is like that. So we have like great teachers in the faculty, but I think they are trying to organize, because I don't know what is going on over there in UK, but here we have the graduation, it's like 3 years. But then for those that have no education, for those that are working or other companies, if they want to come and have to work as an instructor, they need to have the license. And for that, there's like a 1-year intensive course in several companies over here in Portugal, that you can go there. In 1 year, you have all the subjects: land, water, methodologies of fitness, cardio, strengths, stretching, Portuguese, English, anatomy, physiology. So all this. So
it's all in one. It's a 1 year. It's a 1 year course, and it's all condensed into one.
Like we call it like the technical specialization course that people want to work on the gym. They will really only want to go there. There's a lot of people have like PhD in biology or whatever, or engineering, and then suddenly they're like, they've been practice a lot, sports every day on the week on the gyms, and then they're like, why not making and then coming over here, and then they go to that course 1 year, they have all these classes, and then they have a license and they can apply for the gym.
So what we have over here is we have different stages. So like a level 2 instructor would be a level 2 instructor might be a gym instructor. So they're qualified to work in the gym floor. They are able to deliver programs on the gym floor. A level 2 instructor could also be a swimming teacher. So there's like a level of level 2. And then we have the next level, which is level 3, which would be your personal trainer qualification. And you can do them separately. So they're not like one after the other. It wouldn't be necessarily a year. You could be a level 2 instructor and never go any further, or you could be a level 2 instructor and deviate to different levels on different courses. And you don't necessarily get to that higher point. It's level 4 when you become a specialist. So you could be a specialist in something like diabetes or back care or cardiac rehab treatments. So you start off on a level 1, level 2, and you build up and you build up, but that might take you a course of a couple of years rather than 1 year.
Nice, but even those that is 1 year, that is like 50 hours a subject. With 50 hours, I cannot be instructor because because on those 50 hours, I need to teach aerobic, I need to teach step, I need to teach circuit, I need to teach boot camp. So there's a couple hours for each subject, and I will not experience myself on each subject and develop a program. Mm-hmm. I think besides the even graduation on a sports faculty or on those courses, they need to go for it. They need to go back behind the knowledge. They need to search for those that have making some more intensive courses. Then that takes time, that takes money. But if they want to improve themselves, they need to do it. So I think it's the best way.
So one of the questions that Linda adds, and I always say it's her fault. Every time I interview someone, I'm like, she came up with this question. And it is something that I'm not thinking about just yet. When you retire, what would you like to be known for?
Like the work I've been doing over here?
So like she's more thinking about like within the aqua industry, when you see, again, Linda's fault, not mine.
I've been recognized as a really methodic, like we have a word like is brio, like I like to be perfect in the things that I'm being doing. So the people know that if they come to my classes, they will feel they have an experience of a fitness class. So the music is there in the spot, the technique, the sequence, the flow on the movements. I like the things on the little details. I really appreciate those, and then the music is the most. I always talk about it because for me, if a fitness instructor doesn't have a passion with the music, they will not pass what is the goal of that class, because we can do a lot of things with the music in the background. So that's one thing, one big thing that Les Mills is really famous is because of that thing, the music. And we freestylers, we don't use it so often because we think about the other things, the technique, the cueing and so on. But I think the music is fantastic. And I learned a lot when I was starting to be my classes, spinning classes, because that thing is 1 hour just doing this cycle. Like, what can you say about there? So, and then now I learned to know about keeping my mouth shut, listen to music, and let them go. And then so I think they will recognize me as the guy can lead the class with no effort, because I don't like to teach and be a performer at the same time. Okay. I like to teach and pass the things and then stop. So At the beginning, I was like, yeah, and like for the Sylvia Sinati was like, what the hell? You are all sweats. Like, I cannot handle this. This is too much energy. And now I can experience myself that the same energy, but without any effort of myself.
You're not sweating as profusely.
Yeah, I sweat easily, but so like with my students, I say like, no, he's gonna do it the most. Let's go. And they say like, oh, that's easy because you are not doing and you're talking. Want to change? When to change? Because I think I'm more leading the class, more leading my students instead of come on and follow me. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and when I'm doing my education, when I try to pass the education to my students, I always say to them like, try to be perfect on the 4, 5, 6 movements that you're performing that movement, and then you stop. And they were like, no, you need to stop. You need to look. You need to interact. You need to know if you are doing the same, if they are doing the same thing that you are asking. So, and for that, you need to control other things. You need to control the things.
Yeah.
And so I think I can pass the feeling of a hard class without performing that hard class. And I know that they are experienced that hard class because once I've been practical a lot as a student in the past, I know what is going on. You know, I recognize myself on their place. So I know if they are, okay, let's go have a break. Not doing like, okay, extra time, 2 more minutes. Like sometimes I have some friends that like, on climbing hill, on the spinning, it's like, oh, let's go, last minute. And then at the end of the last minutes, free time, let's go, another 2. Like, they're like, what?
That's why people have trust issues with us instructors sometimes, because they can't quite trust that we're going to finish on that 1 minute.
Yeah. So I always say like, guys, believe in myself, if it's 3 minutes, it will be 3 minutes. It's true. It's not 3 minutes. It will be like 2 minutes and 50. But I prepare everything to be like I've been saying. Like I will not like, come on, last couple 2 reps, and they say they're more 15. No, I always let them know what is going on after, before, or during the process. So I think I can be recognized like that. I think if I retired, I think they will see myself like, okay, that was a guy that was perfect from the first second to the last second. Everything was on the spot. Like when I'm doing my tonification classes, the glutes, abs, and legs, the GAL for women, at the end of a block of a sequence, I told them, oh, we did 137 abs crunches. Like, what? Yeah, we did like 3 sets of this, and then we have these reps, this amount of reps, so this is the total. And like, what? Really? 137? Like, yes, for sure. So not like, let's go. And then I asked my colleagues, like, how many you did it? How many squats you did it? Like, I did like 5 minutes. What is that, 5 minutes? I do a squat, 2 squats. So,
do you know, I think there's another reason to why you'll be remembered as well, because
oh, my book, yeah. I hope there's no more editions, that this will be the last one. Everybody will have that one, yeah. I don't remember I have the oldest ones in my library, and I don't remember now the front page. So this one needs to stay there. I need to say to A.A, don't do anymore. Holy Bible of Aqua Fitness. Don't move. Don't change.
Don't change it. That's it. And then we can go, well, that's the guy. That's the guy there.
Yeah. Photos from our team over there on middle of the book. It was a really great news when I saw the book. Of like, what? It's me.
Do you remember what class you were in? Do you remember what class you were doing?
I think it was the circuit one.
Oh, what one?
Yeah, somewhere in Innsbruck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a random class, but yeah, the picture of you there. Well, awesome. It's been so lovely to chat to you.
Oh, Jesus. I like to speak a lot.
It's okay. It's great.
I saw it with Ashley in the mini sessions on EST. She said like it's 45 minutes. Like, okay, how can we handle this 45 minutes? It's only like 1 hour and a half. Like what? Please shut up. We speak a lot. We are letting speak a lot.
It's lovely. No, it's good because it shows as well the passion that you have. And even if you got set 45 minutes and you're trying to give more than 45 minutes, again, it just shows.
Well, I think that's the goal. That's the key that you said. Like, if you have passion, they will feel the passion that you have. I'm not there just for the money. I've been teaching for free or just for a couple euros, but I teach the same way.
I wish I could teach for free. I just have to pay bills. I just can't afford to.
Like here we have I'm my schedule, but in my schedule, if I have the full class, I will get some money. If I have the empty class, I will get another money. So they will pay me differently depending of the number of. So it's a process that if you work, if you are good, you should be evaluated through that. But sometimes that there's the seasons, the holidays, and so on. And then I give the same effort, the same quality of classes if it's just 10 people, 8 people, or if there's 30. I try to always do my best. And then I think people can see that's another thing, my passion, teaching.
I love that. No, I love that completely. And I got given that same bit of advice when I first started out. Someone once told me that, you know, regardless of how many people you have in front of you, treat each class as if it's the big finale, it's the big one.
Yeah. And then I don't treat my students differently, like the doctor, the nurse, the teacher.
Yeah.
So then it's like you and me. So there's no hi sir and so on. No, nothing. It's first name and then that's it. Have a good connection, interaction with them, all of them. I don't leave anyone apart. Even those I don't like so much, I need to let them know that I've been there for teach them. So I don't leave anyone a part of my class. So that's my passion. It has keeping everybody together.
And it's such a lovely passion to have with Aqua Aerobics, to have those people, because once they feel your love for them, they give you a lot of love back. I mean, there are the odd occasional awful people, but they're there in the rest of the world as well. So
it's true. I miss them a lot. I'm missing them a lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back meeting them all soon, hopefully. I think you guys are going to be allowed to go teaching way before us, so you'll have to let us know.
We'll try to keep you a part of the news over here.
Yeah.
If you have any doubts about it, we are following the steps of Holland, Netherlands, and then those countries are open now. The South Korea, we are seeing how they are leading with it. So we are always learning with each other. So it's a process.
Yeah.
Like if there's nothing like this before, it's the same thing. It's a process. When we go to a conference, we are learning with the South Korea, Brazilians, Italians, England. Everybody is learning. Everybody's sharing. That's the most from the aquatic family.
Yes.
And I always tell to my friends, my team, my colleagues, and even my students, they are free to join because we are not so dinosaurs or so celebrities over there in the high hill. We are grounded and we have our foots on the land, and then we have lots to share and to give. And then if they will not step over us, pushing us down, we always like to push them up.
Yes, I love that. And that is such a lovely way to end, because I do think that I've taken up a lot of your time today. But thank you ever so much for meeting with me.
Thank you so much for this talk.
And take care and look after obviously everything as you progress to start back. But I'll speak soon.
For you too, you the same.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.